ta-da, here I am. So the AMI is powered by... There were a few comments saying, you know, this is such an unsafe vehicle. Ah! Come on, little car. Not much of a hill, but you can do it. Come on. Because you'll just end up looking at all the people you're holding up behind you. This video is sponsored by driven247.co.uk for clothing, stickers and more. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video back on the Driven247 Automotive YouTube channel. And I bring back my parents' CITROEN AMI by popular demand, because when I first introduced this car to the channel and to you guys, my audience, the first video I put out on the CITROEN AMI went way better than I expected, and it got thousands of views and I couldn't believe it. So you guys obviously want to see more of the car, so here we are today with it again. After my parents have had it for a month, the AMI is looking a little different, so go back maybe if you haven't already watched the first video of this car, then come back and watch this one, and do remember to come back and watch this video. So today I'm going to do more of a kind of like review, an overview video of this car. I'm going to give you a full walk around of this CITROEN AMI we have here and take it for a drive also. And the mad thing is, on the day I'm filming this video, my parents have actually had this car a month today, so that is quite a spooky coincidence, I would say. So I want to do this video and this car some justice, so I've been doing some research on the CITROEN AMI. Now the CITROEN AMI was first unveiled, like ta-da, here I am, in 2020, and although I call this a car, it's actually classed as a quadricycle, so I should refer to the AMI as a quadricycle from now on in this video and not a car. But let's see how many times I make that mistake of calling it a car. The CITROEN AMI is also the UK's cheapest car quadricycle, with prices starting at $7,995, and obviously it's electric, it's not your average petrol engine car. The cars are also only available in left-hand drive. On the exterior of the AMI, it's actually plastic, and here's a fun fact that this is the same kind of plastic that they made Portaloo toilets off of. Nice. The AMIs currently only come in this grey blue, which I kind of like it, but as you can see my parents have tied it up a little bit by adding some exterior colour to the car, and we'll talk about that in a little while in the video. So let's give you some driving wise kind of facts and figures now. Now the AMI only has a top speed of 28 miles per hour, it can be fully charged within 3 hours, and it has a top range of 46 miles. So the AMI is powered by a single 5.5 kilowatt electric motor and driven by a single speed transmission. As you can probably see from this angle, the car is completely symmetrical, so the front bumper will fit on the rear bumper, and likewise this probably keeps the cost down, just making this car perfectly the same shape back and forth, perfectly symmetrical. And such as the lights as well, so we have a light cluster at the top at the front, a light cluster at the top of the rear, so again front and rear panels will be interchangeable as well. Now I believe there are two sportier models of the AMI. I believe one's called the AMI Pop and one's called the AMI Tonic, and basically they come with more sticker graphics to the exterior to give it more of a sporty, interesting look, also rocking a rear spoiler, but those extras obviously come at an added price. But for now we've got the bog standard cheapo AMI here today. AMI facts and figures out of the way, let's talk about this particular car we have here today. Quadricycle. I'm already saying car too much. When my parents knew they were buying one of these cars and their AMI was on order from the factory, they treated the car to a really cool private plate. So we have AMI for me Kiss. This is a bit of fun, and yeah, really suits the car obviously. CITROEN AMI accessory packs / dress-up kits can also be bought when you have one of these cars, and we began to see my parents unbox theirs in the previous video I made of this car, but now the car is wearing that dress-up accessory pack, and in that pack you get some exterior touches as well as interior additions. So on the exterior, in that accessory pack came the black and orange hubcaps, which I think look really cool, and the orange is a really nice bright colour to stand out against the grey blue exterior we have here, plastic exterior. And when my parents said that the pack came with stickers, I was expecting a little bit more than this sticker. I believe that you can get more stickers to dress up the exterior of your AMI, but again, even that little sticker just definitely takes away the blandness of the blue and grey exterior. So I believe there are more stickers and you can definitely dress up your AMI more than this, but it's a start. So let's switch to the other camera now and let's take a proper walk around of the AMI. Okay, so let's take a walk around of the AMI, and because it is a very small two-seater quadricycle, not car, this isn't going to be a very long walk around. So we'll start at the front, and as I said earlier, the car is perfectly symmetrical, so let's start at the front. And I really like the look of this car. It gets a lot of looks, because Although these cars were unveiled in 2020, so I literally haven't seen any other Amis on the road apart from my parents. Oh, a bird has just pooed there. I'm gonna have to get that off quickly. So where were we? I really like, obviously, that these cars are small, they're cute, they're definitely very eye-catching, and the car does get a lot of attention when on the road. So because this is a square car, as I say, the car came with square plates, it just now has my parents' private plate on there. So I really like the lights. They have these nice square moulds around them, and then you got the headlights there. Basically the lights are always on this car, you can't really turn them off. Have the little indicators on their recess there. Also up front we have one little tiny windscreen wiper. We have this nice Citroen logo, which looks quite modern to me, and it's also quite, I don't know, plasticky, but yeah, really cool. Just a lot of shaping to the Ami. You have, like I say, the square recesses for the lights, these square bits at the front, just a lot of shapes going on within the car itself. We'll start with going around this side actually, because this side's actually in the sun. And we have the hubcaps, which are part of the Ami accessory pack. So yeah, we have the tiny little wheels. They are 14 inches by the way, rocking the Citroen Ami accessory pack hubcaps there. The couple of stickers that the accessory pack also came with. I think you can get some more. There's a little square groove there. There's a bigger body mould in there you can probably also get stickers for. The wing mirrors are just as cute as the car itself, just very, very little. Personally, I do quite like the colour of the car. I know the car now is more eye-catching with the orange accessories, but you just don't see many cars in this kind of bluey grey, so I kind of like it. And you've got the black roof on the top there and the black wing mirrors, and the glass kind of looks actually tinted, I'd say, in the video. We do have a reflector here. Now you do unlock the doors. There's no remote locking on the car. The car is cheap for a reason, because it's cheap and basic, literally very, very basic. So I guess you just put the key in to open both the doors, and these are suicide doors, which I absolutely love, and I'll show you them properly in a minute. And onto the rear, again, just matching the symmetricalness of the front. You have the rear indicators where the front indicators are on the front. We have the rear lights where the front lights are on the front. We have the, obviously, the rear number plate. Again, just more nice deep grooves on the rear of the car. We've literally got the Citroen badge again. We've got this nice Citroen Ami sticker, which I really like. And of course we have, again, my parents an orange driven 24/7 sticker. So that obviously matches the orange accessory pack my parents went for on their car. Just going to touch again on the glass of this car. So we have a lot of glass. So the car kind of has like a panoramic roof, so the roof is glass. We have these little windows here which are glass. Again, they match the little windows we have on the rear. The windows either side open up like that, so they do open. I believe there are sunshades and stuff, because if you can imagine, it's a nice sunny day today but cold, but if you sat in there under that panoramic roof with all this other glass, you're going to get quite hot. So I believe my parents will look at a sunshade in the near future. So yeah, I really like the doors. Let's push on that, and obviously these are really light. Now this is a left-hand drive car, and here's the rest of the accessory pack I was kind of explaining a minute ago. Forget these hanging down LED lights, my dad's just trying to spruce up the car. So the car came with this. You're going to hang a bag on it. We also have these interior little trays, and that one pops open. You've got a drinks holder there. Also part of the accessory pack, you got these nets to obviously put things in the door. You got the rubber floor mats, this Ami kind of phone cradle, and it literally is designed to sit there and your phone literally goes in the stand there, which is really cool. My parents have also recently added this button to the steering wheel. Apparently that talks to a Citroen Ami app that you can get on your phone, giving you all the kind of driving data and stuff. So very, very basic interior. Also that net was part of the accessory pack. So although this car hasn't got a boot, you have a massive footwell here, so you can hang your bag from there. That is really nice and deep for shopping. Also here, the back seat, I learnt this the other day when I got driven around in this car, is actually positioned to stay there. It does not move forward at all. Probably because Ami want to always keep advertising the amount of floor space you have in front of the passenger, because that is technically your boot, the only storage you have as such. But the driver's seat will go forward and back for obviously the driver to get comfortable and be able to drive his car safely. And as you can see behind the driver's seat there, we have got a coat, so if you're a little like me and the driver's seat's forward, because it is able to move forward, unlike the passenger seat, you can put things behind the driver's seat there. So there is a bit of storage there. This is literally how the seats come. They have a tiny bit of padding. My mum has added an extra cushion for her back, and I don't blame her. So here is my view. Now I'm inside the AMI, and it's very echoey because it's just so basic in here. We have the steering wheel. We do have a couple of heaters. I think it's just to literally demist, and there is a fan speed. I don't think you necessarily get hot with any heat in this car. There's the accessory pack bits I was showing you a minute ago on the dash. This is actually built for a Bluetooth speaker because the car does definitely not come with a radio because it is meant to be a basic car. The basicness continues. So this is how you pull the door to close it, just on a little bit of strapping basically. And you've also got a strap to pull that, and that obviously releases a suicide door. I'll just do that because it's really cool. There you go. And then, yeah, you just want to close it. We have the lever to open the window, and I think that just pops out and folds, a bit like on a Citroen 2CV. Very bright in here. Once you're in the car, it actually kind of feels bigger than it actually is, and really good visibility. Obviously the back is only right there, so really good for reversing up to things and parking. But as you can see, there is like this metal, kind of like a roll cage, but there is this metal frame going all the way around the car there, which you can see from the inside of the car. Next to the driver's seat, this is literally how you drive the car. We have reverse, neutral when you're parking the car basically and turn it off, and we have D. So drive, neutral, reverse, and that's next to the driver's seat on the left hand side. And then your handbrake is in the middle of the two seats. When I put out the first video of this car on my channel, I've had loads of comments because the video got loads of views, and I was very grateful for the views and for the comments. However, there were a few comments saying, you know, this is such an unsafe vehicle. The thing is, this car, because it only has a top speed of 28 miles per hour, it is not really allowed to go on motorways or national speed limit roads. So any unsafe environments a car shouldn't be put in anyway. And I know it's unsafe, you know, this car can't see any airbags, it's only a little car, and obviously when you buy this car you don't expect it to have a really big safety rating. It's just an around town car, and I know accidents can happen wherever you are, whether you're on a motorway, in a very safe car, or you're in a little AMI around town. Accidents can happen anywhere, of course, but my parents were aware of those risks when they bought the car, and it wasn't a big thing that put them off the car, because you buy a car not for its negatives, do you? Buy a car for its positives. I just had a few comments saying how unsafe this car is and it's stupid, but at the end of the day, it's a road legal car slash quadricycle, which is really a quadricycle. It exists, it's for sale, it's obviously safe enough to be driven on the UK roads. At the end of the day, and my parents buy this car at their own risk. Enough talking then, let's go for a drive. And this is what the display looks like, so it's just telling me I've got the handbrake on. I'm doing 0 miles per hour because I'm doing 0 miles per hour. We've got full battery life there, 45 miles till I need a charge, and the car currently has only 231 miles on the clock. Now join me in the Citroen AMI. We literally have two keys. Like I say, there's no remote locking, no luxury to this car at all. One of them, I believe, locks the car, the other one does the ignition, I think that's right. So I've got my phone, the phone cradle, not that I need it, but it's nice because obviously the car came with the phone cradle as its accessory pack, so it sits nicely there on display, so that's quite nice to have there. We've got a full charge, 45 miles range, and then what should happen is, it now says we're ready. Now I press D, and now, there we go. Now I am actually used to driving left-hand vehicles because I have actually owned an old it was classic left-hand drive. It was a Spanish car, so hence it being left-hand drive. So I don't find driving a left-hand drive vehicle that much of a problem. However, it does still take some getting used to for me, and obviously for anyone that will consider owning this car because it only comes in left-hand drive. Now we do currently still have no sunshades in this car, and it is a sunny day, so I hope the glare isn't going to be too bad for you viewers out there. So it is really noisy. So I have actually driven this car before. On the day I dropped my parents to collect it, I went around the block in it, but I did have someone passengered with me, but at the moment I am completely on my own. I don't know, I find myself concentrating quite kind of hard to drive this thing. It is very noisy, so we're doing 26 at the moment. Although I have the little tiny round wing mirrors on the exterior, I don't have a rear view mirror, which is kind of annoying, but you just find yourself using the mirrors either side of the car, so it's not the end of the world. Plus you don't really want a rear view mirror anyway, because you'll just end up looking at all the people you're holding up behind you. Quite fun in this car actually. I'm finding the left hand drive, I've got used to it very quickly indeed. So when I got passenger in this car the other day, my dad picked me up from somewhere. I went to try and move the passenger seat forward and it just doesn't go forward, as I said earlier in the video. which I find as a little person I don't want to be sat right back, so it's a bit annoying. But again, when you get in the car as a passenger, you are just instantly greeted with the massive floor space. Well, not massive, but you are greeted with the floor space you have in front of you for your bags, and that is, as I say, your boot. Now we should be doing 40 and obviously we can't, so we are proper maxed out at 28 miles per hour, and now we're maxed out, obviously I can feel there is absolutely no go whatsoever, because that is its top speed. Whereas when I was a little bit below a minute ago at 26, I could feel there was obviously more go, but now I'm at 28, that is me done. But luckily there's not too many cars behind us, and we're going to get stuck in traffic anyway by the looks. Now we do have an acceleration pedal and a brake pedal, however I believe my dad uses the accelerator for both accelerating and braking. I haven't quite mastered that technique yet. Going over bumps, the ride is kind of harsh, and obviously the seats, there's very minimal padding, so obviously it's definitely not a comfortable car by any means. It is quite noisy in here. Obviously there's not much of an interior in here, like sound deadening and stuff. It's literally just a couple of bits of plastic and some metal. Because it's got a single speed transmission, it's basically just a 1-speed auto box in this as such. So there's no gear changing for the little single speed transmission. We got a little bit of a hill, well not a hill, but a bit of an incline. And I know when the car's, well on a cold day, the car doesn't really like it. And you do feel kind of self-conscious a bit. Ah! Come on little car. Not much of a hill, but you can do it. Come on. It is really fun. I guess the more common these cars become, there might be people wrapping them in different colours. People might maybe stick some alloys on them. I guess there'll be loads of aftermarket mods to come for these cars, just because at the moment they only come in the simple grey blue plastic exterior. So I guess people will be funking them up, shall I say, in the not so distant future. Visibility, really, as I say, we've got the little mirrors on the side, but they are definitely okay. We have a lot of glass here. I don't want to know what's going on behind me, although I can see a big van there, but I don't think the whole... Oh, we did 29 a minute ago. Woo! But very echoey in here. I actually prefer driving the car, I would say, than being a passenger, because being a passenger in a left-hand drive car is weird. It's not so weird as driving a left-hand drive car, I would say. Definitely not one of the worst things I've driven. It's definitely different, it's fun. At the end of the day, it's not even a car, it's actually classed as a quadricycle. So my parents have actually owned this a month, it feels like longer, and they do use it quite a lot. They have quite a few cars in their ownership, but at the moment they find themselves just getting in and out of this car and obviously putting it on charge in between their journeys. But for around town they do shopping in it. Obviously not a big shop, but they do manage to get shopping in it. I can feel the cold a bit now, the sun's sort of shining on the car, but you don't really need a heat. So the whole idea of this car is just for it to be an A to B cheap electric car with no luxuries. Like I say, there's no remote locking on this thing, the suicide doors are really cool. The car is perfectly symmetrical, so you can interchange the body parts. Everything has been like made out of one mould and one mould only to just keep the cost down of this car. Visibility is a really big bonus of this car, I would say. And now the sun is going to be nicely in my eyes, but there is a little bit of a barrier between the panoramic roof, shall I say, and the windscreen, where I can kind of just duck below, and the sun isn't so much in my eyes. Steering wise, it's obviously really light. It's just quite a fun car. I kind of thought my parents would buy this car, not really have a use for it, and it would just sit on the driveway. Because it is small, actually, they can kind of fit it on at a kind of angle, but because it's small, you can just tuck it in any space, really. My parents do get stopped a lot. When I was filming this car in the car park, as you would have seen in all the previous clips of this, I did get stopped by a dog walker who did actually know what one of them was, but I gave him some facts and figures about the car, and yeah, he was quite intrigued. My parents always get in, you know, collared when they drive this car or park this car up when they go out of it. Around town, it's perfect, it's fun, it's small, it's very eye-catching, easy to drive. It's noisy in here, but you expect it because it's such a basic car. I'm not just saying this because my parents own this car, because I am okay with my opinions on what I think of cars coming from my point of view. I actually think it's a fun, cute little car. When my parents ordered it, I was like, oh, what do you want one of them for? You know, but now I've driven it, I've spent some time with the car, I see the car, as I say, quite a bit, because my parents do use it quite a bit. I am kind of like, I do actually like it, and it is definitely a love or hate car. People think, what's the point? And I never thought my parents would even step foot inside an electric car, let alone own one. But what was the selling points for this car for my parents was the fact that it's cheap, it is electric and it's cheap, and those words don't usually go together. So I'm not using the brake pedal now, and I'm on a hill. I've just released my foot off the accelerator and it's coming to a gradual stop. I believe that's how my dad works this car. But yeah, it's so cool to own a car which does get attention, and come on guys, if you guys are the same, you just got to admit it, it's cool. And as I say, my parents have got other cars which get some attention, and now they've got this. They haven't just bought this for people to look at it, but it is just a very lookable car. The indicator's got quite a nice little noise as well. Yeah, the car corners obviously really well, because it's such a small wheelbase. It's just, going over bumps, yeah, it isn't the best. It's very rock hard. I think this is hilarious. This is a totally different driving experience to anything I've ever experienced, and to what my parents experienced. And yeah, I'm glad that they are putting the car to good use. I'm glad a month on that they're still enjoying it, and I can obviously do the videos on my channel because you guys seem to love this car. And that was my opinions on how this car drives, and I will be definitely doing some more driving videos of this Ami in the future to come to my YouTube channel. Let's wrap this video up now and give this car back, I think. So there we have it guys, by popular demand another CITROEN AMI video is back on my YouTube channel. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below of the CITROEN AMI. It definitely divides opinions. People do love it or hate it. I think it's cool, it's quirky, it's cute, and at the end of the day it's a cheap brand new car, and it's electric for cheap money as well. It can only transport 2 people around, but it is what it is. It's an ideal city town car. So we've taken it for a drive as well. I've also given you a little insight into information in regards to the CITROEN AMI. So as I say, I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I will bring back some more AMI videos in the future to my YouTube channel as well. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and thanks to my parents for letting me have the car for a little while to film this video. Enough talking then, let's go for a drive. No, that's not going to work. Need to press it further. Same car, and I've got sun in my eyes. And there's a plane. Transmission, is that right? Single, I don't know.